and somebody else got it who is not deserving. Josh Allen was lights out this season and is not deserving. Josh Allen was lights out this season and so the ballots get in before the playoff. A wrong answer.
Now, it's almost a mockery of the game. They lost
types of games, but maybe we'll see more. I think the fact
division up after the 9th game.
Yeah.
So they were pretty much after 9 games. Pretty much were going to win the division. So they won a few more games.
That's going to be had, but it's also a discussion that the NFL is going to ultimately.
This discussion about what Kansas City went through this year, where they played all those 3 games, Christmas. They played on a Saturday, then played on a Wednesday. What was it? 10 or 12 days span. They played 3 games.
Yeah.
Did you hear any inkling about that?
I mean, there was grumbling, and they weren't the only team. So you had all. So you had all these teams that had that deal. All these teams that had that deal. There was grumbling, but I don't think it was. I think the idea that okay, now we'll get a mini bye after coming out of it.
Absolutely.
But when you're in the midst of it, it's real difficult.
And you have injuries from the one game, and you need the full 7 days. Maybe this guy could play in 7, but he can't play in 5.
Yeah, but the worst thing about it, you hear the NFL will tell you the injury rate is still the same.
Right.
So,
and they're the ones not on the field.
Yeah,
that's the sad part. If some of those guys played, were making the decisions, then that'd be a little bit more.
Right, that's true. Jarrett, obviously big game today, Sunday.
Yep.
What's your thoughts? What's going to be the keys to the game, and who's going to come out to win it?
I picked Kansas City to win the game, and basically it's kind of like I don't want to go against them or bet against them. I'm not betting, but
I understand.
I think that's kind of part of my reasoning. But if Philadelphia wins, it would not be a stunner. I mean, the point spread is like a point and a half, so that just tells you right there that the expectation is for a tight game, and when you get a tight game, that's when you get Kansas City at its best. If they get down, and they get down to the final minutes of the game where it's make or break. I think that's the beauty of the Kansas City Chiefs is that they don't hurt themselves. They don't make a lot of bonehead plays, turnovers, things like that in crunch time. They play with just remarkable poise when it comes down to win or not. But to your point about how this game could flow. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is a magician, and he's also like one of the most efficient players that you see. And so I think he puts them over the top. But Jalen Hurts has got a lot of supporting help. When you talk about A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and by the way, the running back and the offensive line, they could have won the Super Bowl when they played a couple of years ago, and the difference in that game, which could be the difference in this game, was a Jalen Hurts turnover, right?
Yeah.
And he played great that game, except for that one play, and so that might be.
And of course, that was a bad call.
Yeah.
that pass interference call on Devontae Smith, on C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Yeah, at the end. Yeah,
that was bad.
Yeah, and I don't know. If that call doesn't happen, if they don't pull it out still, because they were close enough to the end zone that it wasn't like you moved the ball, from your own end. But to that point, there's just been so much controversy about officiating in recent weeks.
It's the most that I've heard in a while.
I don't know.
It comes and goes with the officials, it seems. But remember, Kansas City had an excellent punt return, too, in that game that helped kind of jumpstart them in that second half as well. So special teams as well be a part of the game. And you're right, Kansas City just seems to always, they don't beat themselves.
Yeah, but bottom line, I don't think that the Chiefs get a tremendous amount of favor from the officials, although it does happen from time to time. And that Houston game is probably the best example. But they did hit them, And so, they hit him in the head. Got hit in the head. It was just a glancing blow.
Yeah.
I think that's what really, alarmed people. But I will say this, the Buffalo people, that 4th and 1, 4th and inches with Josh Allen will be debated,
and he has to make it. He has to make it. If you're going to be the MVP, you got to make it. You got to make that first down.
Yeah,
I think he's too big of a quarterback, and he's not flexible enough to get where Jalen Hurts is small and he's limp and he can flex it. You asking a 6'4", 260-pound guy, 240-pound man to try to flex it to get low. He can't get low.
Yeah, no, I think
he just physically. He's to him and like Derrick Henry. That's like asking Derrick Henry to do the quarterback sneak from under center. He can't. They're not flexible enough to get low enough behind the center and under that push.
No, I think, George, that's great analysis. It really is, because we know Josh Allen, when he's in the open field and he's one-on-one against a linebacker or a DB, he's going to win that. Right?
Yes.
And so he's going to have his moments where he makes those plays. Lamar Jackson, on the other hand, I don't know if he's so much a sneak guy. He's not. He does occasionally, but just like with Mahomes, when they spread them out and you run those option plays, those RPOs, and same thing with Josh too. Really, very dangerous. But when you're talking about a sneak where you need 6 inches, we've heard that forever, that getting the leverage and getting low is the key to making that happen. So maybe that'll be something that the Bills will try.
As a writer, as a storyteller, as a steward of the game, what would it mean for the Eagles to knock off this team?
To get the inches is something different. But Andy Reid against the Bills on that
disguise things, Mahomes talked about it after the game, in the championship game, where on Dawkins, love him, great, but you always want to run